Hello out there at LDA Land. It's your favorite friend from Agent K, and I am talking to you today from Liberty of the Seas in Bermuda. I first stopped. Unfortunately, your girl is not getting off the ship. I've been to Bermuda like 50 million times, and truthfully, the excursions they had did not call to me to do something on Bermuda. So I'm going to be hanging out on the ship today. But I wanted to give you all like a trip update and some tips that I have found to be beneficial. As you can see, we are hanging out in the room, have the balcony doors open, the sun is shining. But I wanted to give you like an update of how my trip been going. The ship is beautiful, don't get me wrong. Um, but like Murphy's Law, everything that could happen did happen. So, first of all, when I got to the ship, and you will see from my room tour, I had said, oh, the bed or the sofa is going to be blah, 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 open for my roommate, Katie. And I had called Royal 2 days before the trip to ensure that I had a room with a sofa bed. Get on board, no sofa bed. We are sleeping on twin beds from the big bed split in half. Hasn't been that bad. We got mattress pads. We are making do. I went down to Royal, and this is one of the reasons why I like Royal, on the verge of love Royal. I went down there yesterday and just explained to them I was promised something and I wasn't given to it. They're working on future cruise credit for both me and Katie. We should know by the end of the cruise what our future cruise credit is. So I can use that on any cruise coming up. So I could actually use it for December when Jazz meet. He got at me because I said his name wrong. Jazz meet Mike and Jessica are in Mexico in December. So, I'm working it as best as I can. Um, the biggest thing that has happened, which you would think there's another thing that happened before I get there. So one of my excursions, which was Sonoma Island, I was looking very forward to that. I was like, this is somewhere I've never been. It's in DR. It's going to be awesome. I come into the room and I get a letter stating, oh, this is how you're going to get to Sonoma Island. You're going to take a bus for 2 hours to travel there. Then you got to walk a mile. Yes, you heard me, a mile to the beach. You're only going to be there for an hour. So I'm spending over 2 hours just traveling to some place that I'm going to be for an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the only time we travel for 2 hours for something, it got to be so good, or a girl or a guy. I am not traveling to a beach for 2 hours just to spend an hour there. That's not good. So I had to get it changed. Now I'm doing Viva Dominicana, something like that, and whatever that is. And it's all inclusive with lunch and all you can drink. So it was slightly higher than what I paid for Sonoma Beach. And they credit me the Sonoma Beach when they canceled it, and they applied it to the um, new excursion. So altogether, I had to pay out of pocket like $30. I was like, okay, I'll pay it. The so that is when I get to DR. I have an excursion in Haiti, um, and excursion in both of the DR stops, because those are places I've never been. Um, So it's going to be a very interesting trip for me. I'm just like, okay, let's just get fun. I did have fun on the cruise. And before I get there, I want to get to the last thing that has happened and part of Murphy's Law. So I had recently, I'm going to give you some history. Recently, I had had a bank that I had been working with for several years. And I had to close the account because there was a charge on my account that I had canceled. It was accidentally charged on my account. It was for a hotel room for the early May. I had canceled that. The online portal that I use still charged me for the room. I called the hotel. The hotel canceled it. They said they never got the email saying that this was canceled. So they canceled it. My bank was like, okay, you can't cancel it because it's still pending. Every bank I've dealt with in the past, if there's a pending charge and you have canceled the service, they usually cancel the pending charge and charge you like $10. And that's what I was expecting. They said, no, you have to have it go through. Then you write us a letter. Yeah, it gets better. You write us a letter. And once we receive the letter and review the case, then we'll cancel it. I was asking, is this bank policy? The representative couldn't answer me. I was very heated. They was like, oh, we'll get a supervisor online. So normally you would think you're getting a supervisor. The supervisor is coming on right away. Oh no, the supervisor is going to call you within the next 24 hours. At that time, I was going to a funeral and I said, so in the next 24 hours, I'm going to be in a funeral service. That's when you're going to call me? I need to talk to the supervisor right now. And the rep wouldn't do it. On top of that, they canceled my card, saying that's the procedure that they have. They're going to cancel my card and give me a new card that's going to be in my house in like 4 days. Mind you, I was in South Carolina. I couldn't, and for me to transfer funds to another card was going to take up to 5 days. I was already in South Carolina. That did not help me. I told the rep, I said, go ahead, send a new card because after everything is done with this account, I'm closing it. Got home. Card was there. They sent it next day there. But here's the thing. That card wasn't going to do me no justice if I'm in South Carolina. What should have been done, what most people do, is they cancel the transaction, charge the customer $10, and we keep it moving. So because of that, I called the bank again because I see the pending charge on my account. Still, this incident started on the 3rd of May. I got home the 5th of May. I called them on the 7th of May, following the trial. Called them again, got a different person. I explained to him the situation. He said, okay, I understand. I'm going to see if I can end this pending charge and let you have access to that money. Because I see that you have ongoing charges, reoccurring charges like Hulu and stuff like that coming into your account and it's bouncing. And I'm like, yeah, I see that. Am I going to get a refund for the overdraft because you're charging me overdraft when you should have released my money. When I told you that that charge was the charge was canceled on May 3rd. Mind you, it's May 7th. So he said, I understand completely. I'm going to reverse the overdraft charges. I was like, okay, thank you very much. And then he said, I'm going to go see if I can get you your pending money. He goes, he talks to his supervisor. Supervisor talks to me, and they're trying to work hard to do this. I'm like, okay, fingers crossed, maybe this will happen. This happened on the 3rd, today's the 7th. It should have been released by now. They both get back on the phone and say, unfortunately, it will not be released until 5/15. Another 8 days. So, as you can hear, this bank has struck out with me. It is, and I'm not ashamed to say the bank name, is Go-To Bank, is an internet bank. I have dealt with internet banks in the past and never had this type of issue before. So prior to that, everything was Gucci. Everything was Gucci. But when you play with somebody's money and you're telling them to do this and they're not listening to you as a customer, that is not a place that I want to be. So I got the card, the everything, and another thing, they never reversed the overdrafts. So when I got the funds back, they took the overdraft money, they took everything, and instead of the $500 I had for the payment of this service, and I canceled, I had like a little over 200. Yeah. So I always have internet accounts open, and I put a little money in there just in case I need them to be like the main primary, because my last brick and mortar bank was TD Bank, and that was a horror, horror experience. I hope they got better. But when I had them 3, 4 years ago, I was like, never again. So now I had opened a SoFi account when I was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I always had like money in there, and I do little transactions here and there. And I would, put that's the account where you squirrel away. That's your squirrel away account. That's your fun account. If you want to do something fun and it's less than $50, you go to that account. So now that's my main account with SoFi. Um, Never had an issue with them. Never had a problem with them. They're cool. Um, Now I have that in my main account. So that brings me to my issue here on the cruise. So before I went on the cruise, I've always said, excuse me, my nail broke. I always said, be prepared, have the app ready, blah, blah, blah. I canceled the old credit card off of the account, put I should say debit card, the new debit card on the account. I did this thing 6 times. And the app, after the 6 times, seemed to accept it. Get on the ship, no card on my account. So I have the card in my hand. I'm going up to customer service. I went up to customer service the first day. I never do this. 4 times. I was very not happy with the situation that was going on with us. And between guest services and running around, I have misplaced my SoFi card. I was going through headache. So that brings to my tip for the day. Long-winded video, but it brings to my tip. I had forgot that I had linked my my SoFi account to Venmo, because when I used to go get the keratin treatments, they would say, "Oh, we take electronic tips. Here's our Venmo account." So I had gotten Venmo. I had asked them to send me a card like I was going to use it, and lo and behold, I checked my phone today because I'm in Bermuda and I should have some service. I checked my card today and I'm like, can't get the credit card number for SoFi. And I'm panicking and I'm taking deep breaths and I'm panicking. And then I was like, wait a minute, it's connected to the Venmo account. So I went into Venmo just to double check. It's still connected. Put my Venmo card on there. Boom, I'm covered for the rest of the cruise. I have to breathe again. It was a horrible situation for me because I was just like panicking. And anybody who knows me, I panic very easily, but I usually find a solution. And I did. So my tip for traveling, get you one of those cards like from Cash App or Venmo. I think Zelle also do it as well. This and connect it to your main bank account. I'm going to start using since now I have it connected to, I know for a fact that it's connected to my SoFi account. I think I'll be using the Venmo card on my cruise stuff from now on. That way, I don't have to worry about it anymore. When I get back to New York, I probably will call SoFi and say I lost the card, and they'll send me a new card and we'll start over. Or I just might just use the Venmo account, but I still gotta report the card lost. And I'm very happy right now. I'm ecstatic. So now I can go get my massage, I can go get my ship model and be very, very happy. Oh, before we go, look at this hair, guys. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Yes, I went longer than usual, but I look fabulous regardless. So that's all, my family. I love you. Um, it's not the trip from hell, thank God. It's just one of those trips that you would think would be easy peasy, and it's not. Would I do it again? Hell yeah. I'm not a professional cruiser, but I feel like one. Okay, my lovelies, I'm going to end it there. Love you. Goodbye.